Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 254 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Schwan.
How we doing?
What will the closed caption say I said this time? We've seen Schwan. We've seen Sean. What was it? Shun one or something? Like,
well, when you...
Schwan?
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
I thought you meant when we were literally talking about the Schwan man.
Oh, no, not the Schwan man.
So you said Schwan. Yeah, it said
Schwan.
Shoe one.
That's what it was.
Shoe one.
If this is the first time you're seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure to like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. Just a heads up, 2 weeks from now there won't be an episode because both of us are going to be at the beach together. High five. When we get back, we'll talk all about Metroid Dread, review it. Although I guess we won't be able to play it very much that week because we're going to be at the beach. I'm going to bring it anyways.
I'm going to bring it. Yeah.
We'll see. Well, yeah, my life's a lot busier than you. Got one kid, I got foe.
Fody. Get you a Fody
and you a 40. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, just like our affiliates, James Solar, Sarah Solar, John Tingley, and Nuke Dukem did, as well as our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Vernon Slayton, and Dustin Downs. If you like cool t-shirts and merch and whatever else, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop, just like my buddy Rasan did. Thank you, man. Now we'll see if you watch this episode. Oh, and by the way, I got a new shirt.
Metal Gear. Ooh, that was weird.
Favorite game of all time. I almost said greatest, but I'm not going to say that. My favorite game of all time.
Still.
Can't wait for the remake. Now, when I go back and play it again, we'll see. I don't know. I'm starting to waver on my number 2 game of all time, though. Link to the Past.
Just because of the
experience? Because I suck. Yeah. I think it's just because I hadn't played it in years, but yeah. If you didn't know, for a little bit of a quick little serious thing, Sean and I just had a hell of a week. A lot of you have probably never heard of Collierville, Tennessee, but this week you may have, because there was a freaking mass shooter up the street at my local grocery store. About a mile and a half up the street, about a mile and a half the other direction away from my wife's school. What?
Just the way you said that. About a mile and a half.
Is that what I sounded like?
It twice.
Well, we
about
need
a mile and a half down the road.
We need some levity
about a
for this.
mile down the road.
But it just kind of, obviously it's shocking. We live in one of the safest towns in America. They said by far it's the worst thing that's ever happened here crime-wise. 15 people were shot. One was killed. And another one killed was the gunman.
Wasn't shot. They just went to the hospital with a anxiety attack or something.
Oh, well, yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah.
It's still closed. Disgruntled former employee. It seems like actually it might have been an about to be former employee that he found out he was going to get fired, and just sushi chef just came in and started shooting. And it's just the weirdest, you hear about these all the time, unfortunately, living in America. You just obviously never think it's going to be you or near you. And it was for us this week. And I go to that grocery store at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. My father-in-law was actually there at 11:30 in the morning. It started at 1:30 in the afternoon. One of the guys that works for a local ESPN radio station was there, and he left 6 minutes before it started.
Jeez. And
it's just insane. We assume the store is going to be closed for a month or 2 or 6, who knows at this point. But it's just wild. Our little safe town just got shook, and it shook me because, like I said, I go there so often. And it's just, life's too short. Just don't worry about stupid stuff. Hug your loved ones. Don't hold any stupid grudges. Like I tweeted, I had a grudge that I've talked about on here a lot. I made amends. I'm not going to talk about that person anymore. I'm not going to tweet about him or any of that. And he actually wrote back, which was nice. He said, "We're glad we were all safe." Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. Both our families were all safe, which is great, obviously. But he just said, glad you guys are safe. Take care. And that's fine. That's all I needed to hear. I just told him that, with everything happening, it just made me realize that it's too stupid for these dumb grudges and stuff like that. And I hold no ill will toward him or anybody else there. So I made amends with that, and just honestly, it could happen anytime. Anytime.
Yeah.
You could get hit by a drunk driver. There's a million things that could happen. You just don't know. And just life's too short. So yeah, crazy week here. But let's talk about some more uplifting things. Sean, I'm guessing you didn't play anything else because you were deep into this.
Not really. I played, since we last podcasted, I played some more Castlevania, but
I never went back to
a
it.
minute since
Okay.
Kenna came out.
By the way, in this game, I've heard people say Kena, Kena, and Kana, but it seems like most people say Kana, which I would never look at Kena and think Kana. I would think Kena or Kenna. I would never think Kana. Apparently, it's Kana. It's so hard for me to say that. It's like you have to try to say that.
I'm going to still say Kenna.
Good for you.
But yeah, that's, for the most part, that's all I've played.
Kenna Bridge. I just said Kenna. Kenna Bridge of Spirits. We've both beaten it. I beat it today on my lunch, extended lunch break. Because I wanted to get to the end before the podcast. And as soon as all the kids come home, my life gets crazy. But I beat it. Sean beat it and platinumed it. Now, he kind of platinumed it.
No, I platinumed it.
You did, but James, I want this to count as a not real platinum for him.
Absolutely not.
Because he did the exploit. He cheated. I would have cheated also, but my stupid game updated, even though I turned off automatic updates and automatic installs. And there's people on message boards saying, yeah, that feature is stupid. It changed nothing.
Yeah, that's
like
totally
It's
dumb.
like it stops at one time, but the next time you turn your console on, it's like no, yeah, we installed it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get the platinum because this game is difficult. There is no way I can beat this on master difficulty. There's no way.
It would be one thing if you could do like New Game Plus.
Exactly.
But
now,
don't
if
really,
they add that in, then I might say after a
But you
while being
also
away
don't-
from it.
To me, it almost seems weird you never get more powerful. Like your attack never gets more powerful. There's so many enemies that when I do my combo, it's like, and then they got like a sliver left. I'm like, if I could just be 1% stronger, I would just kill them with a combo. But not like, you never get any more powerful. I thought that was kind of weird. But yeah, I think New Game Plus.
If they patch a New Game Plus, I'll probably. Well, it depends, but they have teased that they're going to add more stuff. They're going to add more stuff to photo mode. It sounds like they're talking about adding more combat encounters into the game. Maybe that's for people that are trying to get all the other trophies and stuff, because there's a limited amount of enemies in this game and they do not respawn. So
Yeah, that's odd.
I did get all the combat related trophies because I knew if I didn't get them and I ran out of enemies and that's what kept me from the platinum, I was going to be very mad. I mean, I could have gone back and done a new save and new enemies, but yeah.
So that's what happened to me.
Which one?
I did not do the mage one.
Oh, that's why you told me to be careful.
And I looked online. I'm like, and other people were saying it. They're like, there's no mages left.
One good thing that the 1.06 patch did do that probably helped me actually get that trophy is it did make the parrying just slightly easier.
Oh, really?
I didn't, because I could not do it at all before.
It's tough.
And the fact that I was able to parry 3 enemies and I'll kill them, one enemy to kill 3, I was shocked I got that one too. Because it's so much easier when a big fireball's coming at you than if a little guy's going.
Oh, I had more trouble parrying the fireball.
Really?
It took me 10 or 11 tries probably before I got it. But yeah, so I had to start over and I just booked it. It still probably took me an hour and a half because you have to get through all the intro stuff. You get to the village.
Yep.
You go
You
do
meet
the
Toshi, all
one
that.
thing, then you go up to the mountain, you get the bow, then you come back down to the area, you got to cleanse the 4 shrines or whatever. And then that opens the door that lets you go to the Lantern Cave and you fight a mage. It's a boss according to the game. Like it's got a health bar. So I had to get back to
and
there.
that's the only one that's like that too. All the others
All
just
the
have
other ones
health
are
bars
just-
above their head. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to get back to there. I saved the photo thing for my last trophy.
Oh, that was
like
smart.
I did in Spider-Man. I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta get a nice shot so I can do that, and then screenshot. The other thing that was bothering me is I couldn't get the meditate at all the spots.
I didn't get
trophy.
that trophy. And when I was thinking back, I was like, you know what? I think I missed the one after the first boss.
So I did miss one.
Can you go
But
back and get them?
You can get all of them. Yeah,
You can. Okay.
I'm like, there's no way I missed any of them that you get right after fighting a boss. I'm like, there's just no way I would have missed those.
I think I
So
missed
I was
the
looking
first one.
over
Or are
some
there
of the other
others?
ones. Yeah, there's some that you just find.
Oh.
I think
okay.
there's like 9 or 10 total.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm looking through them. I'm like, I know I got that one because I just got it. I remember getting that. I remember getting that and that. I'm like, I don't know. Then I was looking online. I'm like, maybe, trying to read where these are. Maybe I'm missing something. So I went and just looked up a YouTube video. And the first comment on the video said, for anybody that is wondering why they can't get this trophy to pop, you probably, if you missed one during the game, like when you beat the game, you meditate at the end.
Right.
But it's not like you pick up, anytime you go back into the game, you haven't beaten the game yet. It's always that save right before that.
Right.
So all I had to do was go to the end, do that one again.
Weird.
Now that I'd gotten all the other ones. So now I've gotten all of them. Because basically in the save file, I hadn't gotten that last one yet because every time I load the save, it's right before I beat the game.
I gotcha. That
and
makes
so
sense.
that's why that one wasn't popping. So I got that. Then I had to do the stupid mage thing. And then, yeah.
And James said the game's kind of hard, right? I'm playing on hard, and I think I should be able to beat it on master as well.
Wow.
Good for you. I
was struggling with medium.
Normal was hard enough. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, I played on master for about 10 minutes just to see if I could still do the exploit for the platinum, and I couldn't. And the enemies were fine, but they definitely take more hits. I didn't get hit by any of them, but I did read online that like even those first couple combat encounters you have, if you get hit like twice, you're dead. And I'm like, there's no way I could play this game. This game is beautiful. Oh, also my first note here for stupid Polygon. I hate Polygon so much. People are clowning on their review, rightfully so. They're comparing the first game the studio has ever made. The only thing that they ever made was a Majora's Mask like fan CGI movie thing. That's it. This is their first game. And Polygon's in there like, well, it's not as good as Horizon Zero Dawn. You're comparing this to a Sony quadruple A game. Get over yourselves. For a first outing, I thought this was pretty darn good. I think you're higher on it than I am.
I think I didn't love it. I would say it's like an 8.5.
Yeah, it's around an 8.
Maybe a 9. Probably an 8.5. And like I said last week, I was going to be happy with an 8.
Yeah.
And to me, it exceeded it a little bit. It's a little repetitive. I feel like the enemies are a little bland.
Yeah.
You get some new abilities.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to do any story spoilers, by the way, James. Don't worry. Or anybody else listening.
You get some new abilities, but I feel like you never get enough new abilities to really change the game.
And like you said, it's weird that you don't get stronger.
Yeah, that seemed odd.
Yeah.
It was good. It was beautiful.
Yeah, this game, it lived up to I mean, we knew it was beautiful because we've seen trailers and stuff, but actually playing it and seeing it on my 65-inch 4K TV, played performance mode, of course. I didn't even check out, now that I think about it, I never even checked out fidelity.
I went back and forth.
I'm just so hooked on 60 frames now.
But man. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, performance.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I mainly played on. But I went to fidelity, and I'm like, man, this seems like 2 frames per second. I mean,
really?
It's 30, but
Yeah.
like when you go from 60 to anything below 60, it's just like... I played it that way for like an hour or so because I did eventually just kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
But I don't think performance looked much lower quality.
James
and
just
the
got the
60 frames per second. It's just
such a big difference,
but it's
especially
beautiful.
Especially with a game this. Also, I don't know if this game has ray tracing or not, but even in performance mode, I remember when the opening of the game, when you're coming out of that cave, when you
Like
go
the
up those
wet
stairs
ground and stuff.
just the light coming in and hitting the steps and everything, and the puddles and everything. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And I think that's probably the prettiest the game ever looked. But it really is kind of like playing, like you said. People always say, "Oh, it's like playing a Pixar movie." No, Sean nailed it. This feels more like playing like a DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, yeah. It's not Pixar.
No.
Like Ratchet and Clank looks like Pixar.
Yeah.
This looked more like DreamWorks, and it's so weird, but to me that's what it reminds me of. And that all things considered, not just how it looks. This I feel like could be made into a movie.
I was just thinking the same thing playing through it.
I don't know. There's enough of a story there that I think this really just kind of scratched the surface of. But that you could make this into a movie.
And I thought the story was cool. No spoilers. And it's bigger than I thought. At first, when you're going through the first area of the game, I thought there was just going to be 3 things you had to do, and that's what let you go to the last area. But thankfully, that was wrong. There's 3 different things you have to do, but 3 major different story beats that are long. And
well, what worried me is after you do all the stuff in like the first area, when I look at the map, when you zoom out, if the map's like this, you see like over here, and then here's your mountain. I'm like, I got to go over here, up here, up here.
Yeah,
but there's like nothing up here. It's all basically the bottom half of the map, and then
and also it's not really to scale. Well, I mean, all you have to go off of is your arrow on the map, but it seems like I got from A to B quicker than the map made me think I would, if that makes sense.
Yeah. This game could have really benefited from either a mini map or at least a little compass thing,
like an icon where you don't have to put the mask on. To see
right.
Where you're
I'd like start
go.
running one direction, check the map.
No, wait.
Okay, I'm going in the right direction. Okay, keep going. All right, I got to turn right eventually, check the map. Nope, I missed it. Turn around.
Yep.
Like, a mini-map would do wonders in this game.
Yeah. The rot, the little animals that you see following you around, are adorable. They're just all there. Ooh. Another thing I was hoping they're all the exact same thing, it seems like. Mm-hmm. Maybe some were a little bit bigger, some were a little bit smaller, but they're all pretty much the same. But you can put hats on them and make them even cuter than they already are, but they're adorable. It was really only in the beginning of the game, but some of the music was making me think Zelda. A lot of this game makes you think Zelda, but some of the music early on made me think of it. And I like how there was times where I would be like about to go up a staircase or something towards what I would guess would be a boss or a big fight, and the music would start to change. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Let me go backwards. And then the music would go back very seamlessly into the regular like cave music, whatever. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Now I'm going back up. Oh, yeah, now it changed again. This is cool.
Yeah.
Music was really well done. The corruption also made me think of the Calamity. Very Breath of the Wild.
There's something... One of my favorite parts about this game, and I stand by the fact that the combat got a little repetitive. Like, the game never really changed that much. I would say, without spoiling anything for James or anybody, the second, not the first new weapon / ability, whatever, that you get, but the next one, I mean, the first one does, but the second one, I think, really changes the game. But there was just something that was always so satisfying anytime you do the L1 so you use the rot on
the last ability.
The little red, no, but like the red flowers, the corruption things, and you use your rot and then you either pulse or you shoot it. So satisfying every single time.
I used to, when I got late in the game or later on in the game when I had more rot abilities and stuff, when I did like the one that was, I knew it was one of the big flowers or after boss or whatever, I was like, I'm going to use a rot arrow. And then it goes widescreen. I'm like, yeah. Whoa-bam! the enemies that I hated in this, I'm just kind of going through my notes here. I know he scored. I know the monkey enemy. I call them the monkey tree enemies. They're not monkeys, but they're the ones. Well, they kind of are, and they climb up and then they throw stuff at you. I hate those.
Throw their feces at you,
especially on fire. But when it's really bad, when if you've just got 2, you can kind of keep track of them. But that one part when there's 3 of them, I'm like, oh my god, this is driving me nuts. But yeah, this game is tough. What did you think about the puzzles and stuff?
I thought they were pretty fair.
I like how each main area had a different kind of theme of puzzles because you're getting new powers and stuff. Yeah.
The only things I really had to look up, so in the foresty area, when you're doing the shrines, there's one, it's the one that you like climb the tree or whatever. Yeah. But on the map, it shows it on like this tree. Yeah. And I'm doing laps.
I did it
up and I'm like,
for like
I don't
20
know
minutes.
Where to go. And I had to look it up online. And you're like, well, go over to this tree that's way over there, and then you can climb up and eventually you can go over. I'm like, well, okay. I never would have found that.
Yep, I did.
So that confused me. The thing you texted me about today, I did the same thing.
Did you jump and die like 100 times?
Reach the stupid. So and then I eventually realized, I can just.
I tried
go there.
I guess I wasn't paying attention to the other thing because I tried jumping and throwing. Like, this isn't going to work. What am I doing? I'm just going to fall. I couldn't figure it out.
That's what I do. I jumped. I threw it. Pulled out the bow, slow motion. I'm like, maybe I can.
Maybe no.
Yeah. So there's a couple things I had to look up, but for the most part, they weren't too bad. Yeah, I don't know. I thought they were good.
I liked the puzzles early on in each section better because they were new.
Yes.
The only ones that didn't get old, I think, and I liked the best were the ones in the third area with the purple doors.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, this is cool and really cool level design and everything. I thought those were really
that was
well
very
done.
Ratchet-like.
And you also combined the stuff from the other 2 areas, so I like how it all built and everything. So that was cool.
Yeah.
The whole game gave me, and it's not just because of the masks, but it gave me vibes of Majora.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to the
we have
boss
like
fights.
the town in the middle.
Yeah.
You got to go this way, and then you got to go that way, and then you go that way. Yeah. Plus masks and yeah.
But I did say, so I wrote, now I'll get into some finding every time you found a rot. And I was probably not, I don't know that I was actually going to get the platinum because I was like, there are so many collectibles. How bad was it getting all the collectibles? Did you just look up a map for like this area and go here?
So what I found, it wasn't even a map. It was just area by area. And it kind of, it basically said, this is for after you beat the game. Because some of these areas you can't do the first time around. But it walked you through it.
There was a lot of corruption that I couldn't clear, that I couldn't find a water thing to get the snake to go clear.
I struggled with some of those. But it walked you through it as
no, James,
if you
I never
were,
beat Ghost.
It walked you through it as if you were playing it for the first time. So it'd be like, go in here, you go in here. Then you got to kill all these enemies and just, get rid of the corruption. I'm like, well, I did that already the first time. So it was kind of confusing, but I was able to just kind of walk my way through it. And there was definitely a couple, like I told you, the game is not, when you're going back to an area that you've already cleared,
it's like Ratchet.
It's kind of confusing, making your way around, especially in that third area with like the gates and stuff. I'm like looking at the map because they at least show you a screenshot.
Yeah.
On the map, like it's here. I'm like, I don't know how to get there because the map is not very open.
Yeah.
Like it's one big map, but it's really just paths you can take. Like you can't just. That's another thing that was kind of annoying. Like there'd be a part where like you go up a waterfall or whatever. And I kind of just want to be like, all right, I'm done up here. I'm just going to jump back down. No fall damage.
Right.
But if you fall too far, it's like, back up. Yeah. It just like, I'm like, I just want to jump off. I'm like, all I want to do is get to the bottom of this waterfall, and it won't let me just jump off. I need to like climb down. I thought that was a little annoying, but.
Well, the thing I didn't like was it got to the point where every time you found a rot, it's a cutscene. I'm like, this is now reminding me of like Twilight Princess. You found 1 rupee. Don't spend it all in one place. You found 1 rupee. Don't spend. I'm like, I know what a freaking rupee is. Stop. But it's still, but it as annoying as it got to be, it's still like they're like, woo-hoo-hoo! So at least you get to see a close up of the rot, and that was cute.
Yeah.
I'll say the 3 I guess, mini bosses of the last area. The designs of them were so cool. That second one, well, not the depend. You can do them in the flying. I'll just say that.
That guy was tough.
That sucked because I'm not
couldn't
good.
hit him.
I'm not good with my bow and arrow in this. Yeah, I had to wait for him to. It was really tough, but the designs of all of them were cool. The last one I did was the warrior. That one was cool. Not overly tough, but I thought it was really cool, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
The design of all of them were awesome. And then I wrote down a bunch of notes about the end of the game, which I'm not going to talk about here. But I think I can sum it up like this, that I think Kaina, it should have been Keina then. That would make sense.
Kaina?
Kaina. I think I'd said it the other way. I-E. I before E. It's
after K.
Jack of all trades, but a master of none.
It's a little,
I think I liked the puzzle solving better than the combat, because the combat never really, I mean, you get other abilities and stuff like that you can use, but I'm a melee guy. I'm going to run up there and just go tink, 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 unless there's enemies where you have to use other abilities, which I won't talk about.
Other than the enemies, the little guys that have the shield.
Yeah.
Did you ever use heavy attack? Because I didn't.
I
feel like it's a big wind up for like 10%
and you can't
more
combo
damage.
That was another thing I didn't like. Like, why can I not go R1, R1, R2 or something?
Right. Yeah. I pretty much never used heavy attack.
No. I would use it if I got that R2 and square attack and I was far away. I would do that sometimes, but that was really it. Because there's sometimes I would just hit R2. I would think I was just hitting R2, but I'd be holding it. She's just like, what do? She doesn't throw fireballs. It was winding up with her staff. I kind of wish you got other weapons too, but I get it. But again, we got to remember this is an indie game and this is their first game.
Yeah.
But like the combat was fine, I thought overall. But it wasn't
I don't think
great.
It took anything away, but I also don't think it definitely seems like it's more of a puzzle game with some combat. Well,
and that's why they save the combat for like combat, almost not really combat arenas, but you always know you're going to spend 80% of your time in this game exploring and doing puzzle solving and stuff, and 20% fighting, I would say. And you know when you're going to fight because you start walking up to an area and you can either tell it's wide open, this is going to be a boss or a mini boss or something, or you start walking up and you see the red things flying around and you're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, the enemies could have been more varied and stuff like that. Again, but it's not. The one thing I will say, the final boss fight, not going to say what it is. I was texting Sean like, holy crap. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is super cool. And the ending is super cool when you find out what everything means, which obviously I'm not going to spoil. It's really well done. But yeah, it's probably around an 8 to me. And I'm probably just, once I knew that the exploit was
I think you're
probably
a little
gone,
bitter about the
I'm
platinum.
a little bitter. It's probably more like an 8.5, but I really like it. I mean, it's not going to be my game of the year.
I think it's an 8.5.
It's not going to be game of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in my top 5. I think I would put it. Well, let me look right now.
I don't know if it's in my top 5. If not, it seems like it's, without trying to figure out everything in my head, I'm going to guess it's around like 5 or 6 when all is said and done.
I think mine would be 5 right now.
Yeah.
Right now, based on what I have. And I think there's only one other game that could go above it that's still coming out this year. That's Death Stranding Director's Cut. But I am going to go back to that now. Now that I've beaten Kenna.
Were you being serious about that?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not going to count. I'm not counting it. I'm not counting it.
Oh,
but I am going to go back. It's installing on my PS4 now.
Okay.
So I can upgrade to the Director's Cut and everything. But I really liked it. I think it's definitely worth buying if you have a PS4 or PS5 or PC. I definitely think it's worth it. Oh, and they had a little bit of, did you ever realize what I was asking you about when you would just get the subtle haptic, like ding, was that telling me there was a rot nearby? And how do you find these rot? Because it doesn't matter now because I can't get the platinum.
Purple was like the giveaway. If you see you know how a lot of the stuff in the game is blue.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you see like a stone or whatever that's got like purple
carvings,
glyphs or whatever, yeah. If you go to it and pulse,
but do the rot run over there to tell you, hey, look at this?
They'll sometimes go and like stand like to get your attention somewhere, but like sometimes you'll see something purple hanging. You shoot it. There's a rot. If you see a purple glowing thing, pulse. It's probably a rot.
Why did they tell you? Because I could never figure this out. If you use the mask, when you get your first mask, it says like it can reveal things in the world, like locations of rot. I was like, I ain't never find no rots with this thing.
It was weird. Whenever I used it, there was like different symbols that it would show, but it just seemed
maybe
like
that's James uses only R2, so maybe that's the ticket to being better at this.
Yeah,
game.
don't use R2. It's like when we first played Blood Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, when you look through the mask, you'll see like orbs that
Correct.
I think just means something.
The only orbs I ever saw was the yellow one to say go this way, or blue for different markers on the map.
So, but it's just like I look through the mask and I see like that light.
Wow.
There's something somewhere between here and infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
There's something there, but there's no real way to judge distance. It seems like it could be something either right in front of your face or it could be something that's like a mile that way. I never really used the masks for anything.
One of the other things I just remembered about the rot is that it kind of subtly, if you get like, they don't like go, hey, this way. They're not like Navi, but they kind of will be. If you're like in an area and you're kind of running around, pay attention to the rock, because I noticed so many times they'd be like, they'd go over to like this rock here and be like, oh, you guys want me to go that way, and yeah. Solid game. Glad it's out. Glad it's here. I've been thinking about this one for, I don't even know. I feel like a year and a half. I feel like this was revealed.
I saw on my time hop. I don't remember.
Is it too
when.
cold in here?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Earlier this year, I don't know if it was E3 last year. One of those presentations.
You said E3.
E3?
Yeah. It's like,
I don't
thank you
know if
for
it was
playing.
E3 from last year or what.
That makes me think of Beyond Oasis. E3.
It was something. It must have just been a year ago, but I remember it showed me a tweet where I was like, oh, that Kenna game looks pretty cool. And I'm like, hey, I forgot. I don't even remember this being shown before, but I tweeted about it. So, yeah, it's been probably a year and a half.
Yeah.
At least a year.
I feel like they showed it at the Future of Gaming thing last year, too.
Maybe that's what it was. It seems like it was
maybe
before.
maybe that wasn't, because that was, what, June or July? So not a full year and a half.
Yeah.
That might have been it. But glad it's here. Glad you're here. It gets our seal of approval. It's definitely worth playing.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely, whenever this studio comes out with something new, I'm going to be very interested in it.
And I love that it's 40. It was 40 on PS5 also, right? It was just $40.
40, yeah.
I love that it's that price. It's the perfect entry point. They didn't try to make you pay 50 even or 60 or 70. It's perfect. I hope this game sells well, and I hope they make something else in the future. Sean.
Yes.
You want to get the news of the week?
Let's do it.
Sean, this week past, we got a Nintendo Direct. Now, did we know this when we recorded last time, or did they just put this out on Tuesday and be like, hey,
it was
come
Monday
here
or
Thursday?
Tuesday, and it was like, hey, by the way. Oh, no, we recorded on Monday. So, yeah, I think they announced it on Tuesday.
Yeah, okay. I love how Nintendo does this, and Sony kind of did it with their last one, too, but they at least gave people like a week heads up, I think it was, or close to it. But I didn't actually get to watch this live, because this was Thursday when everything went crazy here. But I just had to get out of the house and just go for a walk with the kids and stuff and just clear my mind. But went back and watched it, and I would say overall pretty good Direct. Didn't have everything I would want, but of course that's not going to happen. But
Nintendo.
Let's go through it. Monster Hunter Rise kicked it off with their new expansion called Sunbreak, which was announced coming in summer 2022. That will also be coming to PC, and they're calling it a massive expansion. These Monster Hunter games are huge. I've never played them. I think, is Monster Hunter World on the PS Plus collection? Or did I just make that up?
I don't think it is, but maybe.
I don't know. It might be something I want to try eventually, but obviously this doesn't do anything for either of us.
Nah, I don't care.
Next up, we got a new trailer. I don't know if we already knew the date for Mario Party Superstar, or if they had just said like this fall.
I had forgotten about that game completely.
It's out October 29th. Are you down? Are you getting this? I don't have the connection to all the old games and
that
boards
means
and
nothing
stuff.
to me. I like Mario Party in general, but I'm not going to play it single player. It's the kind of thing that unless you've got at least 3, like, you need a full game, but it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, we did our hour-long Let's Play with just the two of us. We did make it because we tried. That was bad at the end. It
could be fun. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get it. Now, for you, If it was
That's
something
true.
the boys were
But I mean, I've
interested-
already
like,
got the other Mario.
Marty. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to pass. But if you like Mario Party, it seems cool.
But yeah, I've already got Mario Party, so yeah. But they did reveal new boards from previous games. There's going to be 100 mini games or 100 boards or something. I forget what it is. But people that have been with Mario Party since the beginning, I'm sure they will love that. This was a weird one. Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars, was announced for October 28th. It's a tabletop card RPG. This is also coming to PS4 and PC, and I can't remember if it's Xbox also, because this was all spread around. I can't remember. This is a weird one. But then I saw some previews of the game going up, and it's like, if you like RPGs but you don't like tabletop games, don't let this scare you away. I think it's a cool concept. But again, I'm not the turn-based guy. Like, you're not going to get me to play a turn-based game.
Right,
if I can't even play Final Fantasy 6 or 7 and get through them, there's no way.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. Disco Elysium, the final cut, is out October 12th. I honestly thought that was already out on Switch. It's on PS4, it's on Xbox, it's on PC, obviously. I thought it was on Switch already, but it is not. Hyrule Warriors, The Age of Calamity got another expansion pass trailer, and I could have sworn everything was already out for this game.
I haven't even paid attention.
James, didn't Sarah love this? I can't remember if you both did. I feel like you said Sarah liked this game. But it's good they're still supporting it and everything. I played the demo, if you remember, way back when, and I actually did like it.
You liked it better than I did.
I definitely did. But
Yeah.
it was just at a time when I was like, I can't. There was something else coming out like that same day or something, and I just never looked back. But it's good that people that like it. Yes, Monster Hunter World. I was right, John Tinkley. Monster Hunter World is one of the PS Plus collection games.
Yeah, there you go.
So I guess I have it in my library because I went in and got everything. So maybe I'll give it a try when I get bored.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently this was already a game, I think. Chocobo GP racing game is announced, coming out in 2022. This is what it sounds like. It's a racing game where you race Chocobo?
It's like Final Fantasy
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I think someone... I could have sworn I heard someone say that there was a Chocobo racing game previously. Do you have any memory of that on GameCube or something?
Not that I remember. There's been a lot of games, Final Fantasy X for sure, that had like in-game like Chocobo racing mini games and stuff.
Right.
Final Fantasy X did, Final Fantasy VII did, but I don't remember a standalone game. But in both of those games, that's one of my least favorite parts. So.
Yeah. I think it's just to me, it's just a funny concept and a very quirky thing. But
Yeah.
Nintendo will probably charge $60 for it.
Of course.
Next up, there was an announcement of the last Smash Fighter announcement. Will be coming on October 5th. And I just have to say, I am so happy this is finally done. I feel like in every direct, we have to see a new freaking, what's it called? A new Marth or a new Fire Emblem guy who's the exact same as the other 10 anime sword fighters that are in the game. I like Smash. I'm not bagging on the game at all. And for crying out loud, Street Fighter V is getting their last new characters 5 years after it came out, so
Really?
yeah. But they've gone through many extra releases and stuff. Smash is just Smash with new fighters and everything. But I'm just glad that this is the last fighter so that we don't have to see this in any directs until they announce the next Smash, which I got to think we're still a ways away from.
I would think so.
Who do you think it'll be? I think it won't be something boring like Fire Emblem. I think they got to go, if it's the last one and they're saying there's a direct for this last fighter, October 5th, come check it out. It's not just going to be, I don't know, Toadette or whatever.
I'm trying to think of who it could be.
Master Chief?
No.
Kratos?
No. No.
There's a better chance of Master Chief.
A better chance, yeah.
It would be cool if they did something like Raiden. Of course, I'm going to go there. Snake's already in it. We've got the Belmonts. We got Samus in like 3 different iterations. Every Nintendo thing is in there. I hope it's not just another Persona 5 character or something.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think it's going to be a Nintendo IP.
Oh, James, you nailed it. You're right. He said Craig for Smash. Oh my God! Did you see some of the stuff from this multiplayer test for Halo Infinite. There was some glitch where all of a sudden the game was spawning hundreds of wet floor signs everywhere on the map. There's this crazy punch glitch where it's like somebody runs up to you and you punch them. You just punch, you do like your melee and they go pew. I'm like, man, this looks, now if this is how the actual release is, I might have to get this and play multiplayer. But yeah. Then everybody was very hyped for this one. For the first time ever, Kirby is getting his very own 3D game called Kirby and the Forgotten Land, coming out sometime next year. Unfortunately for Nintendo, this did leak right before the Direct, but I don't know if it had I can't remember if it had a name or if it was just there's a 3D Kirby game that showed up on some tweet or something. I love Kirby on the Nintendo. Played it a little bit on Super Nintendo. Really liked it on the Game Boy when I would play at friends' house and stuff. I can't imagine Kirby, but then again, back in the day, I couldn't imagine Mario going 3D. I don't know what a 3D Kirby game looks like. I mean, I know what it looks like. I don't know what it plays like. I don't know what the game. Like, I assume it's still going to be Kirby. You're going to be sucking dudes. You're going to be sucking dudes in. Okay, you're going to be sucking enemies in. I can't do this. And then blowing them out with their powers, or you're going to keep the. You keep the powers, or you blow them out with a puff of smoke or whatever. I just don't know. I don't know what this will be.
It makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I think, in my mind, Kirby, since you have these powers and stuff, and you can like float, Kirby almost seems like a better fit for a 3D game than Mario.
Donkey Kong.
I don't know that it looks kind of cool. I've never been a huge, like, anytime I've played Kirby, I've liked it. It's just, there's probably, I don't know how many Kirby games there have been.
There's a lot.
But, like, I've played the NES one, the SNES one, probably the Game Boy one.
We definitely played it at Tim's house, I think.
I've spent more time in Kirby. God, what was the game called?
The 8-in-1 thing on Super Nintendo?
No, not that one. The other one. Kirby.
64?
The one where it's like golf. It's like Kirby Golf.
It's on the SNES Classic. What the heck is the name of that?
Is it?
I think so.
I think it's the other one that is.
I thought they were both there.
Oh, maybe. It's not Superstars Saga. I think that's the 8-in-1.
That's the 8-in-1, yeah. Marble Madness Kirby. Kirby.
But anyways, I probably played that game more than any of them, and that has nothing to do
Right.
with Kirby, pretty much. But I don't know. It's the kind of game that if I'm really hard up for something to play, I would consider it. But
I mean, at this point, my Switch is just a
and
Nintendo
2022,
machine.
I can't.
You're not
going to
be hard up for any
into
games.
2022.
Yeah.
So
Animal Crossing is not gone yet. There's an Animal Crossing Direct coming in October. So Nintendo's going to have 2 Directs next month. One for Smash, one for Animal Crossing, which just won't die. Although I feel like nobody is talking about that anymore, which is nice. But Brewster is coming for a free update in November, and I don't know what that means.
no idea.
Mario Golf Super Rush got more free content, which is out right now. I think new characters and stuff. Did I say it?
Kind of.
KOTOR, the original, is coming to the Switch on November 11th. I don't think there's been any word yet if this is coming to PS4 or Xbox. I wouldn't think it would come to PS4 because they're up to PS5 because they're gonna be like, "Yo, we got the remake coming. You don't even. Why would you want to play this?"
This is a very old game, and I know people love it. I've never played it. It looks so bad.
It looks
and
worse
I get
than
it.
I
It's an
thought.
old
Yeah.
game. Like, I'm not saying it should look any better than it does, but that's an odd game to just be like, we're literally just going to port it. It's the exact game, for better for worse, but that's a bold move when you've got a remake coming.
Bold strategy coming.
Here's the original with nothing new added to it. Old graphics. Just here, enjoy. So
It looks like Dallas, I guess, scored again, or did they get 2 field goals?
no, they scored, but not Dak.
Thank God. But they missed the extra point.
I guess.
That's a shame. I hate both these teams. What do I?
But now they're going to get a touchdown, go for 2, so Dak will get a 2-point.
I'm going to lose. I don't even know why I tried. Dying Light 2 is getting a cloud version coming to Switch. My guess, it's going to suck. Because the other cloud versions I've heard from people, mostly on GameScoop, Sam tries out all these cloud games, and they're horrible. Horrible.
Yeah.
If you want Dying Light 2, you're going to get it on Xbox or PlayStation. I don't even know why they put it out on Switch, but whatever. Triangle Strategy got a new trailer, and it got a release date, March 4th, 2022. They did make some changes to the game based on demo feedback, including an improved user experience, camera angle controls, you can review past dialogue, which is I feel like I wish more games kind of had that, but when you got these illustrious cutscenes and stuff, you can't really but
put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
down, straight when I haven't seen you. Streamlined game flow and better loading times. This game looks beautiful, just like Octopath. I just can't play it. I can't even do turn-based. I definitely can't do a turn-based strategy game. There's no way.
Yeah,
no way. We got a Metroid Dread trailer, which I did not watch. Did you?
I did the same thing. I'm like, nope. I just looked away.
All these previews came out today talking about the first hour of the game, and all I read was just in the headlines saying that the first hour is kind of like horrifying. And I'm like, this is going to be such a different Metroid game. I can't wait.
Sounds like Fusion, but better.
Yeah.
Like you were basically hunted in Fusion too, and it sounds like that's what's going on here.
I can't wait. I don't need to see anything more of that game. I cannot wait. A few weeks ago, we thought Game Boy was coming to Switch Online, but guess what? N64 and Genesis are instead. At least for now, I assume. For now. Right now! Right now! No official release date yet, but it is coming in late October, and it will be part of the new expansion pass for Switch Online. I figure this is going to be like $10 more a month. I mean, a year. It's $20 a year. Like they're already it is a steal.
It's a steal, but it's also like, what have you been doing with all of our money?
I know.
And now you want us to pay more for here's 20 more games. I don't know. I'm not happy with it, but of course I'm going to do it.
There will be online multiplayer for both systems, so we could play Streets of Rage 2.
I do like that.
Yep. Yeah. Also, they announced N64 and Genesis controllers for $50. Japan is getting the 6-button Genesis controller. The US gets the 3-button. And Nintendo said, this is because this was the more prevalent controller here and much more popular version. And I'm like, no. I don't know anybody that likes the Genesis 3-button controller better than the 6. It's gigantic. There's so much wasted space. Now, they didn't put like Street Fighter on there or any fighting games, I don't think. But so you don't need it, but it just still feels better to play with that than it does the 3-button. Whatever. And this N64 controller had kind of leaked. There was an FCC filing a couple weeks ago, and it turned out to be true. So the N64 is getting, and I don't think all these are at launch, but they're either at launch or in the near future. Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox 64, Yoshi's Story, Ocarina of Time, Win Back! I will get the expansion pass just to play Win Back. I lost my train of thought. Dr. Mario 64, Sin and Punishment, Mario Tennis 64, Banjo-Kazooie, which a lot of people are happy about. Also weird because Microsoft owns Rare, and this is a Rare game, but maybe Nintendo published it or something. I don't know. Pokemon Snap, Majora's Mask, Kirby 64, Mario Golf, Paper Mario, and F-Zero X. I think F-Zero X would be fun to try out as well. Winback is the one that sticks out to me just because of our childhood.
There's some good Let's Play opportunities here.
Mm-hmm.
F-Zero, Mario Golf could be fun. Mario Tennis could be fun.
No wrestling games, of course, because of licensing, there was no way. But I do wonder how they're going to do the controls on a Pro or, my 8-bit dough or anything like that. I just wonder how that's... You're obviously only going to use one of the sticks, but I just wonder how N64 games play when you don't have that horrible controller. They probably play better, I guess.
Well, it's one thing for a game to use the C buttons as like a camera, because now you've got the second stick. But like Ocarina, you've got attack, roll for B and A, and you have like Z targeting, but then you had like C left, C up, C right were like items. So that could be like X and A. I mean, I guess they did it on 3DS, and it was pretty much a similar controller. But yeah, I think some of these games may be a little bit weird.
It's going to be interesting once we get closer to this, how this actually controls if you don't go spend $50 on an N64 controller.
Yeah.
James remind us that KOTOR is already on Xbox. That's right, James, via backwards compatibility. You stupid Xbox with your nice backwards compatibility must be nice. John says Octopath is awesome. He would happily buy it again if it was released on PlayStation. It will be. I just don't know when, but it will be on PlayStation at some point. Genesis is getting Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hardcore, Dr. Robotnik. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, I don't think we're ever going to get an N64 Mini now. Because that's it right there.
Yeah, you're
that's the
right.
Mini. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe 1, Gunstar Heroes. If you have never played that and you have Switch Online and you get the expansion pass, play freaking Gunstar Heroes. It is amazing. There's a Let's Play on our channel if you want to check it out. I would say links down in the description, but I won't remember to do that. Phantasy Star 4, Rise Star, Shining Force, Sonic 2. Goes back to the whole Sonic 3 music thing. Not going to put it on here. No point putting Sonic 1 on there when Sonic 2 is clearly better. That's what I assume is that. I don't know what that sentence was that just came out of my mouth. Streets of Rage 2, MUSHA or Musha, I don't know how you say it. Shinobi 3, and Strider.
These are some
heavy hitters.
These are some games.
There are
that Genesis lineup.
1, 2,
despite the fact that N64 has possibly
3,
my favorite game of all time on it, the Genesis lineup is better than N64.
We're going to do a top 10 Genesis list at some point, do a full video for it. Not a Patreon episode or anything. But
like Bloodlines is amazing. Hardcore.
There's 4 or 5 top 10 games right there.
Gunstar, maybe the best Genesis game.
Yep.
Phantasy Star, which I've always missed out on, but people seem to love.
Yep.
Rise Star's good. Like a
Shining
Rise Star
Force
Cowboy.
is supposed to be really good too.
Streets of Rage 2, maybe
Shinobi
the best
3
beat 'em
awesome.
up. Strider, like those are unbelievable.
So good on you, Nintendo, for finally adding more stuff to Switch Online for the first time, I think, in 2 years. I think it was 19 when the Super NES games came. Shadowrun Trilogy was announced, coming to Switch in 2022. If you like Shadowrun, that's good for you. The long-rumored and finally real Castlevania Advance Collection is out now. Oh, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't just go play Death Stranding. I have seen so many people on Twitter saying, mostly Jared Petty, he is evangelizing that Area of Sorrow is the only good one.
That's what I've heard.
But for $20, I think it's worth it for me just to play that. Now, I don't know what a GBA game is going to look like blown up on a 65-inch
It's not going to
TV.
look good.
Yeah, I worry about that.
Whatever.
So it almost might be better to get that on Switch, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Where was I? So it does include Dracula X, Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Area of Sorrow. Or I think it's Aria of Sorrow. I don't know. And the collection does contain all regional versions of those games. So that's cool. This one came out of nowhere. I never.
For what it's worth.
Yes, go ahead.
Even though it's 4 games, the platinum seems.
Oh
doable.
my God, John, that is a fantastic idea. We're already locked in for our next episode of Versus, but now I know what we're doing next month. That's a fantastic idea. I forgot that was even a thing. Don't lose your thought. Put your finger up so you don't forget it. He said, did you all ever make a Versus episode of Gunstar on Genesis versus Gunstar Game Boy Advance? I forgot that there was a Gunstar, completely new game. Not Genesis ported there. New Gunstar game. Completely forgot about that. That will be a wild comparison because the Game Boy Advance is probably more powerful than the Genesis.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
So that would be a fun one to do. God bless you, John Tingley. I need to text myself so I don't forget. Sean, go ahead.
Very cool. I was just going to say, it seems like a doable platinum. I looked up the trophy list. It's just kind of like...
It seems like beat the games and do most of the stuff.
It's basically like beat this boss. And maybe they're like optional bosses that it takes a lot to even get to or something.
Okay.
But like... But maybe not. It's mostly just beat this boss, beat that boss, beat that boss. Like, I feel like if you beat those 4 games, which maybe that's very difficult. I don't know. But it seems doable. But that if Dread wasn't coming out very soon, I would have already gotten this. But this may have to wait till after.
The chat is coming in with fantastic ideas and points today. James, thank you. James says, I think the GBA games would look fine blown up. Didn't you play Minish Cap on a TV? Yep. I mean, it was 55, not 65, but yeah, and I thought it looked amazing, so that's true. And I played Metroid Zero Mission on my Pi as well. We need GBA on the Switch Online.
Yeah.
I would rather have that than N64. I think we said that a couple weeks ago. Hot take. Thank you for that. You guys are awesome. Next up, why am I looking at fantasy? I want to be looking at the document. Okay. This is the one that just came out of nowhere. ActRaiser Renaissance is out now for $30. It's a remake of freaking ActRaiser. And it looks beautiful.
It looks pretty cool.
I may have to get this one as well. It's got brand new music from the GOAT, Yuzo Koshiro. Well, Koji Kondo's the GOAT. He's GOAT B. GOAT A, GOAT B. No, GOAT 1, GOAT 2. What? I have not had a sip of alcohol today, by the way. There are new stages and new bosses as well. Colin was saying that the city building mechanic is way advanced, more involved in a good way. I've never played ActRaiser. I feel like I should end up checking this out. Because I don't think it was on the SNES Classic. Obviously, I could play it on my Pi, but I might have to just jump into this one. It's also coming to PS4 and PS5, PC, and mobile, not Xbox. That is weird, so maybe that's just some kind of timed thing. Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 are out today for free. You can also get it on PS4, but I think he said in interviews he's going to charge for Chapters 3, 4, and 5. But these are supposed to be good. I don't know if they're as good as... oh, crap. What's the game? The RPG that Nick was playing? He loves it. Oh, my God. Undertale. I got there. I got there eventually. Sorry if I just yelled. Yeah, it didn't look like it was too loud.
Whoa.
What? Oh, is it Undertale backwards or something?
No, but it's a whatever gram. You move the letters around.
Undertale. Yeah.
UNDER. I mean, I'm sure people already knew that, but
we don't
that's
pay
pretty
attention.
cool. I'm like, Deltarune. That's a weird. Well,
Yep.
it's got. Oh wait, is that going to be? Oh my God, yeah, there it is.
I thought
Undertale.
something just crazy just happened. Like, I don't know.
Nope.
Metal Gear got announced.
Just in my head.
And now the one that everybody was goofing on. The Mario animated movie was officially confirmed to be coming out holiday 2022. And the cast is as such. Did you see, Bernardo tweeted it, but Dan Reichert's reaction video to the cat? Oh my God. He literally fell out of his chair laughing. It was one of the funniest reaction things I've ever seen. Dan Reichert's hilarious anyways, but Mario is played by Chris Pratt. Let's just get through all these before we comment. Anya Taylor-Joy is Peach. Charlie Day is Luigi. Jack Black is Bowser. So I don't know if Bowser will be playing an electric guitar in this, but I feel like he might be. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. What? Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong.
Did you see the thing I retweeted?
No.
I'm laughing thinking about it.
Charles Martinet, or Martinet, I forget how you say his name. The actual voice of Mario is in the game in the movie as a cameo. A cameo, not as Mario. I get that Nintendo was like, we got to have big name actors, I guess, for this movie, but like Charles is in the movie and he's not playing Mario?
But I get, like, not that he couldn't do it.
He's not. He goes, oh boy!
Exactly.
Right.
He's like, oh no, wahoo, hoo, ha, yippee!
And this is going to be a fully voiced.
Yeah,
this is going to be Super Mario
So
the
I
animated
get
show in movie form.
Yeah.
But the casting, Chris Pratt as Mario.
It's somebody taking Seth Rogen's laugh. I'll let you hear it.
It's just Donkey Kong 64 just chuckling his head off. His big fat stupid head. I get that you want big names, but like this is just. I love Charlie Day. I love a lot of these people. I don't understand this movie. I'm going to see it day one.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it's going to be like. Like, I don't know. Obviously, Chris Pratt isn't just going to be like, dance off, bro, as Mark. Like, he's going to do the voice. Like,
he said he's been working on it a lot, too. He has said that. So, like, they're taking it seriously. And again, it's a Mario movie. I'm going to go see it day one. no matter what. But I just cannot wait to see the first trailer for this.
I'm very intrigued.
It's gonna blow. It's gonna blow minds for good or bad.
Yeah.
Splatoon 3 got a trailer. Splatsville is the city of chaos. The story theme is the return of the mammalians.
Mammalians.
Mammalians. I don't care about Splatoon.
No.
At least it seems like this is going to be kind of a different game. Splatoon 2 was just Splatoon 1.1, you know. So if you're excited, great. I don't care about it at all. And then they closed out the show with Bayonetta. What is with my accent today? I'm going from New York to Bayonetta. Bayonetta 3 is still alive, and it's coming out next year. I've never played Bayonetta. This game looks freaking insane. It's platinum, so it's going to be crazy, but now there's like Bayonetta can like summon gigantic like building tall demons and stuff to fight for her. What did you think of Bayonetta?
It looks cool. I don't know much about it. I don't really know what to make of it, but I know a lot of people are very happy, so shout out to them. But
yeah,
I don't know.
We'll see. But again, 2022, my gosh, are you kidding me?
It's going to be crazy if all of these games actually do come out in 22.
It is weird. I wrote down here there was no Zelda. I was hoping maybe I didn't really think we would get anything on Breath of the Wild 2. Maybe like a name, but they said they're going to wait until the end because it gives everything away. Well, okay. I still can't believe we have not gotten Super Mario Odyssey 2 announced yet. That blows my mind. Now, I soured on that game. I loved it when I played through it, and then I was like, I don't like these 3D collectathons. I'm going to get Odyssey 2 or whatever the next 3D Mario is. I'm going to get it.
To me, it's I was going to say it's probably the best 3D Mario game, but it's still like the 10th best Mario game.
Yeah.
Like, I just prefer my Mario in 2D.
Yeah. So what did you think overall on the Nintendo Direct? With a 2-day notice, I thought it was...
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. They jam-packed those 40 minutes or whatever it was.
Like a lot of Nintendo Direct type things, it's usually a bunch of stuff that I just don't care about, and this was kind of like that. But it had more stuff that I do care about than usual. With the Switch Online stuff, Kirby I'm kind of on, but maybe. All the Mario movie news, Castlevania Advance, like there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I thought it was pretty good, especially for just coming out of nowhere.
Are you going to get the Advance collection?
Almost certainly, yeah.
I think I'm going to play. You know what? That would be a great November game for me because I'm going to start Death Stranding Director's Cut. I don't know that I'm going to play through the whole thing. But I just want to see that on PS5. I want to feel the haptics and stuff. And there's so much content for $10. I'll definitely pay the upgrade fee. I'm not going to buy it again for $50, but I'll pay the upgrade fee. And then Metroid Dread is October 8th. Won't get to play it a whole lot the week we're at the beach. I'll blast through that game. I'm going to be multitasking on conference calls. I will say that because I'm going to want to play it on my TV. But I'm going to want to just blow. Actually, it showed up my time hop today or yesterday. It was 4 years ago when I beat Samus Returns. 12 hours and 19 minutes was my time. I took a picture of the
4
screen.
Years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or was it 3 years ago?
3 seems right, but it could be 4. I feel like it's 3.
Let me see if I can find it. Well, if it wasn't today, I won't find it. That's not Barkley. Oh, it was like 4 years ago. Right there. Boom. Sitting in my truck at work at lunch.
Crazy.
God, I love that. I like that a lot more than you did, so I won't be surprised if I like Dread more than you.
I think I'll like Dread better. Yeah. Builder.
Dreader. One quick news item here, and then we'll get to the wrap-up. Metroid Prime apparently is getting remade, but apparently it's the only one. This comes from VGC. A Nintendo insider has claimed that the company is working on a re-release of Metroid Prime for Switch, separate from any potential trilogy plans. Emily Rogers, an industry insider with a long track record of accurate Nintendo information, stated on Twitter last Wednesday, "Last I heard, Nintendo was busy working on Metroid Prime 1 to celebrate the game's 20th anniversary in 2022. I'm not sure if we're getting a trilogy or just a re-release of the first game. I'm leaning toward the latter, but I hope we get the former," end quote. I didn't say quote, but that was the end of the quote. Rogers' claim is seemingly at odds with the regularly reported claims that Nintendo has prepared a Metroid Prime Trilogy HD for the Switch. VentureBeat journalist Jeff Grubb said in July that the Prime Trilogy remaster for Switch has already been finished and is awaiting release. Grubb said Nintendo was holding off the release and announcement partly due to restricted QA resources during the pandemic and possibly to align it more closely with the release of Prime 4. I hope this isn't... I hope we get Primes... We have to get Prime something, correct? On Switch? We must.
I would think so. I would definitely prefer a trilogy, but I don't know if I'm in the minority here.
One's the best?
I feel like it is, because it's one of those things kind of like Zelda, where it's like... I feel like the best Zelda games are in Hyrule with Ganondorf.
Yeah.
And then you've got like Majora, different place, no Ganondorf. You got Skyward Sword. It's technically Hyrule, but not really.
Wind Waker's Hyrule
no
underwater.
Yeah, it's like...
And you do have Ganon.
It's the mainline game. It's just you're on the normal planet, Zebes. I can't even remember where it's at. But it's in like a normal Metroid setting. And there's just Metroids. The other ones are like 2 was Echoes and 3 is Corruption. I don't remember. One of them has like the whole Dark Samus thing, which is cool, but like 1 just, it's Metroid through and through. 2 and 3, it's like, well, we can't just do that again, so let's change some things up. I don't know. To me, I'm pretty sure I played and beat all of them. To me, 1 was the best. And I'm sure 2 and 3 added a lot that the first one didn't have. But I definitely look back on 1 the most fondly. So if we get that, I'll be happy. I would prefer a trilogy, but
they'll sell it to us for $60 instead of the trilogy for $60.
If it's just 1, I bet it's $40.
Look at their track record. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, $60. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Well, that was a different one, whatever. Like when they went Twilight Princess HD, $60. Wind Waker HD, $60. I'm saying even before the Switch, it'll be $60. I'll pay for it because I basically feel like I paid $60 for Mario Galaxy. Yeah. No offense, James, with the collection. So I'll pay it, but like I would rather have all 3. I just hope we get something. Just give us something.
Yeah.
Waiting on you, Nintendo. The 30th anniversary is almost up, or 35th anniversary of Metroid is almost up. Sean, now it's time for the wrap-up. Naughty Dog was teasing all new content for The Last of Us Day 2021. We did get a first shot of the show from behind with a crashed airplane, so people are like, okay, well, this isn't just going to be like the game, but on TV. So that's cool. But we didn't get to see their faces yet, but, I mean, from the back, they look like Joel and Ellie. So they announced some merch and statues and stuff and song covers, and that was it. No factions. But they did talk about factions or whatever. They're not calling it factions. We all just call it factions because that's what it was in the first game. They said they will reveal it when it's ready. They're working on it. I think this game is a ways off.
Probably.
It's crazy that we thought this was going to come out with a game. Oh, I'm not. If it is multiplayer only, I'm not in.
Yeah.
We did get some updates from the PlayStation blog on Aloy and Forbidden West. To her character model, they added peach fuzz and smooth contouring. There's more skeletal joints for better facial expressions. Thank you, God, because Aloy in the first game, I can't wait to go back and play that here and see that again. The PS4 version of the game, they have said, will absolutely not be compromised at all compared to the PS5 version.
I get it. I'm not happy. Like, you have to say that because you don't want the PS4 version to seem not...
It just depends on what they mean by
But at the same time, it's like, if the PS4 version of the game is not going to be compromised, you're not using the PS5 the way you should. It's kind of the way I look at it.
The only thing I would say about this, is that this started as a PS4 game that was going to come out before the PS5, and it just took forever, and now we're a year after the PS5. But yeah, I don't know. I can't wait. I can't wait. Blossom Tales 2, I just saw this today. Blossom Tales 2, The Minotaur Prince, was announced out of nowhere, and it's coming out in 2022. If you've never played Blossom Tales, what was the subtitle for it? Now I can't remember.
The Sleeping King?
Yes.
I think.
It's a Zelda-like that wears its heart on its sleeve. Top-down, Zelda 3-like, or Link to the Past-like, I should say. Zelda 3 is not a name of any game. I can't wait. One more freaking game for 2022. We might have to do a top 20 next year. Perfect Dark, it was announced. This is really weird to me. It's being co-developed. We know the initiative was making it, but now Crystal Dynamics is being brought in to help co-develop this. That is so weird for a non-Xbox studio to be co-developing a game.
Yeah.
I would be worried about Perfect Dark. We saw the logo. We all got hyped, but now I'm like, what? It's just weird. Could end up being great, but it's very, very weird. You're not going to see like... To finish God of War Ragnarok, Sony Santa Monica is bringing in Ubisoft Quebec, it's just not, I don't get it. It's so weird. Resident Evil 4 in VR finally has a release date. It is coming out exclusively on the Quest on October 21st. I might have to buy this.
You better buy it.
Just steal Nick's Quest, yeah. Ghost of Tsushima is getting 2 new Legends maps. One is already available, and I think the other one's coming out this week. Xbox's Edge browser update now allows it to run Google Stadia from your Xbox Series console. Hilarious. Apparently, you can also emulate games really well on Xbox as well.
Really?
Yeah. Mojang reportedly is working on 2 new Minecraft games. They're not related to dungeons. One of them's not going to be Minecraft 2. There should never, ever, ever be a Minecraft 2. That would be so dumb if they did. Quantic Dream is rumored to be working on a Star Wars game. Quantic Dream, they were the developers of Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human, all that. But apparently this is not going to be that type of game. It's going to be more action-focused, so it's just going to be another Star Wars game. Instead of doing something cool with the storytelling and choose-your-own-adventure stuff. I would have rather seen that. I want Jedi Fallen Order 2. Where's that at? That is weird that we haven't heard anything. It's been 2 years. That was 2019.
Yeah, you're right.
Life is Strange Remastered Collection was delayed, but now it is coming out this coming February. The Disney Classic Games Collection is coming back, but this time they're adding the Jungle Book and the SNES version of Aladdin, in addition to the Aladdin Genesis and the Lion King games, and it's coming out November 9th. PS Plus, for I think the 3rd month in a row, has leaked early, and supposedly, we'll report back on this next week, those games will be Hell Let Loose, brand new game on the PS5 that I think is a World War II shooter. Odd timing with Call of Duty just about to come out. Mortal Kombat 10. And the one I'm probably more interested about than the others, PGA Tour 2K21. I love me a golf game.
I don't know when the last time I played
I got a simulation for PS3
golf game was. Like, I've played Mario Golf and like different iPhone golf games and stuff, but I'm not going to say that it's been since our Micron.
Yeah. What was it called? Lynx? Was it just called Lynx?
Yeah.
Lynx Golf
Lynx
or something?
Adventure. Yeah. I would check it out. I don't know. I'm going to buy all these games, but I don't know if I'll play them.
I also downloaded World Tour Tennis 2, whatever it was called. I was like, I think I'll check out a tennis game.
Never.
And today I was going through my hard drive like, delete. Why do I need
you
these
actually
12
downloaded
gigs?
it?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I
don't know why. I was never going to play that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for episode 254. As always, thank you all so much for being here, watching, listening, spreading the love, all those good things. Be good to everybody. And, we'll be back for episode 255 next week. But until that time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.